All right, this is going to be your training for editing the homepage of the website. First and foremost, always, I recommend going to GoDaddy. Because once you go to GoDaddy, because you've invested in the Manage WordPress area, you can just log into GoDaddy and you go to your products section. And on that, we'll just start from here. We'll go to My Products, and this is the screen that you would see. And you would scroll down here to Manage WordPress. And I'm going to go a little bit quickly because, once again, I'm recording this too. Okay, love? So, Manage, and don't worry about the URL or anything because, once again, once we're done, we're going to be getting that live, and I'll do that for you. But here's the site, and what you do is hit WP-admin. So now once you click that, you're going to be brought to the dashboard, just like this. Okay? Now, it's imperative at that point you go to Pages, and I hit All Pages. And that's going to pull up a screen just like this. Okay? Now, I always like to have the site live in another screen. So just go to the actual, at any point when you're in the, you can hit View Site when you're in the dashboard, anywhere you are, and hit View Site, and it's going to pull up this the site. So you can kind of see what you're working on. Okay? Now, for just the home page, I'm going to show you quickly how to do that. And what it's going to be is, like, everything is in chronological order. So disregard home page. That's always, for this particular site, this is the exact training for this theme. This will never be edited. So never touch this. And starting at slider all the way down, you'll notice slider, presentation, about us, icons, etc. is literally the chronological order of slider, this, about us, icons, testimonial, etc. So you'll notice everything is built nice and clean for you here. Okay? Now, when you want to edit the slider, because that's what area we're going to talk about from head to toe, is this is the slider area. We're going to go to the pages and we're going to hit edit on slider area because, once again, that's the first area of the site. That's going to pull up this page. At this point, for this particular page, you'll kind of see some of the fundamentals that this is actually what's displaying on the front end. We see our logo, and we see something that's saying an icon. So we can come here, we see logo, and here's this icon stuff. Well, how do we change it? Well, first and foremost, to change the background, and this is something that you'll want to probably do right away because the video's not working, is in the background here, there's this pencil. This back pencil, you're going to click on, and it's going to pull up this row settings. Now, if you scroll down, you'll notice there's a ton of settings. If I don't cover them in training, don't mess with them. Down the road, and as you get more familiar, you're more than welcome to play with them, and you're actually still more than welcome to play with them now, but I recommend not. So in this case, what we're covering is the video in the background. I have selected it to saying yes. Well, right now, this is the link that we want to change it to, and it's as easy as literally going to YouTube and finding and/or you uploading the video that you may want to change. So just for sake of conversation, let's just say dogs playing. I'm going to take this one, and once again, you're going to be able to change this, and I'm not saying you're going to keep that one there, but I take this link, I copy and paste it over here. It's imperative now in all WordPress environments, anytime you're working in WordPress, you're always going to have to save changes here. And then once that's saved, you can then do two things. You can hit preview or you can hit update. Now, if you're pretty confident you're going to like what you're changing, you could just hit update. That will not take effect until you hit update, or you can hit preview, see what it's going to look like. Always disregard this. This is always going to look funky. And don't let that throw you off. In the preview environment, you'll see this alerting you that, hey, this is not live. And then you could say, hey, all right, there's the video. Do I like it? Does it look good? And in this case, for sake of conversation, we're going to take it down because I just don't want to confuse you. We'll just leave it, or we're going to take it back down to show you how easy it was. But once you hit update, it would take effect. So once again, quickly again, we're going to hit that pencil. We are then going to go to video background once again, which is already selected for you, and we're going to just, at this point, I'm just going to delete it because we don't want that video there. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to hit, I never even hit update, so actually I didn't have to do anything. So in that case, notice, because I hit preview, I don't have to do anything because the settings never took. Okay? Now, moving on with that, when we want to edit this area, if you wanted to change the logo, it's as easy as you'll notice. All these cell elements are built for you, so I don't recommend moving it, but you see the usability. It's as easy as dragging and dropping. And you can hit this pencil, and at that point, here's the logo. And you have to understand the text is white, so there's a little bit of trial and error. If you ever see text that is white, now in this case on the home page, I think it's only in 2 areas, here and here. You have to make sure that you go to highlight it to see it because it's white. Right. Okay? And or you could do another trick, which is there's 2 environments in WordPress. You have visual and or text. And on this tab, text can get a little funky because you can maybe look at that and say, holy crap, I don't know what's going on. But if you look closely, you can even select the script here, and then when you go to text, this will be highlighted of where that is. Okay, but I'm almost positive you're going to probably want to just stay in visual. This may be a little too funky for you, but I'm just trying to inform you that you have 2 options of changing it. But once again, in visual area, and then of course at this point, you can do whatever you want. You can add text, change the, whatever. And once again, as always, hitting save changes. Once you hit save changes, then hit update and or preview. So that right there is exactly how you take care of the slider area. I'm going to move on because once again, I'm recording this. So unless you have any crazy questions you think would be imperative to the video, do you have anything right now? No. Okay, so check this out. Now, moving on. Watch how easy this is. Millions of pets are unnecessarily euthanized. So where is that? Well, you've got to use some pragmatic and think, oh, wait, presentation, now about us. Now, this doesn't always mean, once you kind of have to learn the rhythm of your site, presentation is underneath the slider. So if we just worked on the slider, and it's very easy to troubleshoot anyways, because now if you want, you come here to pages and you hit edit and you say, well, where is that? Let's just see what that is because I don't know where it is. Look at it and you go, oh, okay, I think that's right here. Boom. And once again, already built out for you, but as easy as this to change. Whenever you're working in a cell element, you click this pencil and there's your text. And you edit, change, add bells and whistles, add media if you want. Once again, always hitting save changes. And then same thing here. Most of these other areas, if you're not familiar with it, I would say just let it be because it's already been calibrated and built, but it just show you how easy it is again, clicking this pencil and then hitting, changing the color. You have a bunch of bells and whistles, but once again, it's kind of already calibrated for you. And I'll be setting up kind of like you'll see once we have the donate page, we'll be able to select the URL that we want it to go to. But for right now, we can go ahead and just leave that. And the same rhythm goes on for every section of the site. You'll notice that that same fluidness is the same concept for the entire site from head to toe. No matter what you select on, let's just say for sake of conversation, let's jump to the bottom. Everything needs you to kickstart your business. We're going to come down here. We're going to go to call to action because once again, if you're just looking at, well, where was pricing? Well, pricing is right before this area. We're going to go to pages, pricing, call to action, hit edit, and you'll see how, once again, everything is nice and fluid for you like I built. Now, once again, keep in mind, if you don't see the text, it's because it's white, so just go ahead and select it. Highlight it, and you'll be able to see. And at this point, I can go ahead and put test, and once again, I can change whatever I want, and then I hit save changes, and it will take effect right away. Also, too, with any element that has like a background, like we covered with the slider, anytime you see a color and or a video, that is always taken care of in the background cell element with this pencil. And it's as easy as clicking that. And once again, you'll see here, the video background is obviously unselected. I don't think that would look good there. So where do we find the color? Is in design options, and there's your color. And we can then change the color. We can actually add an image if we want, but to see the fluidness of how to change every area of the home page at this point for this particular training is all done that same process of going to your pages, seeing in chronological order where they are, and then here's one last tidbit on how to help if you don't want a section on the website. For instance, let's say, well, Chenzo, I don't want team members right now. Well, don't delete it. Here's a trick that we do is we go to the pages, we can go to team, hit quick edit, and you can go ahead and hit draft. And that section now, once you hit update, is in draft format. And now what's cool is when we refresh the site, you will notice it is gone. But it doesn't throw the rest of the site off. And not only that, so that section is gone now, but when and if you may ever want to add that back, you can then go to the pages, and I'm going to put it back for us because I don't know if you want it or not yet. Quick edit, published, update, and now once again, after a refresh, that section will then reappear, giving you the capabilities of editing and changing it. But that same principle is consistent across the board. If for some reason you're like, this is redundant, don't want this, I recommend, once again, do not just come here and trash it, because then rebuilding it is more cumbersome than just going ahead and like putting it in draft form and doing that. So at this point, let me go ahead and close the